Hi Hunter, this is Becky Liana with Gray Owl Marketing. We spoke yesterday and I promised you this video. I will keep it brief, but I did just want to show you 3 tips you can use today to help bring in more customers to your business. Because oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are just too busy running their businesses to keep up with how the internet can really work for them and benefit their business. So if by the end of this video you like what you hear, you can shoot me a message and we can chat. Or if by the end of this video you simply want to just keep these free tips, implement them yourself, that works too. But we can go ahead and get started here. As you can see, I am on your website, and the first thing I'll notice is just this beautiful picture of some of the tools you use. I really love the sleekness of your website. I love this call to action right here. Um, you want to keep in mind sometimes people don't even scroll farther than this. You might want to pull this call to action up a little bit higher so it does land. But I do like how you have some information about you here. You're outlining your services with some beautiful pictures. But the first tip I will give you is if it's important to know that if you really want to optimize with Google, you need to have at least 1,500 words of content on your website. And it looks here like you only have a couple hundred because you got, this few words about you. You have some links to your service pages, but you really would benefit from having quite a bit more content on your website. And when we pull up your website here, in a tool that I use, you can see this is your website here, and this is kind of a dashboard of like what your online presence looks like. And you do see that you do have some organic traffic, but you're only ranking for some keywords. And with the amount of services that you offer, you probably could start ranking for quite a bit more keywords. So of course, you're number 3 in upholstery shop. You can see the volume is 400 searches a month, and you're ranking in position number 3, so that's good. That's a buyer intent keyword. Upholstery Las Vegas has some searches, and you're ranking number 2. You can see Vegas upholstery here has 80 searches a month, and you're ranking number 1 there. But when you think about this, you want to think about buyer intent keywords. And so I pulled up a buyer intent keyword that I've been looking at here, Las Vegas car upholstery. And when somebody types that in there, that's a buyer intent keyword. They're looking to make a purchase when they type that in their search bar. And again, if you look at this Ahrefs tool that I'm looking at here, the traffic potential is 350 searches a month. So you're missing out on all that traffic by not thinking about having this buyer intent keywords built right into your website. And for somebody like you, you want to add quite a bit more content and use those buyer intent keywords in your content, use it in your headers, use it in the body of your text. But for somebody like you who has multiple offerings, you have the home and patio, the auto and marine, the commercial work, and then custom services, you could have multiple service pages and think about having a ranking for each of those service pages. So keep that in mind. Think about 2 or 3 buyer intent keywords and think about adding more service pages to your website so that you can be found by your customers in all of these niches that you're going after. The second tip I want to share with you is thinking about your Google profile. So I have it pulled up here. It's important to think about this profile. You want to continue to grow and build your Google business profile. As you can see here on your profile, there's lots of ways to grow this profile, and I'll talk to you about a few of them. The first thing I always like to talk about is Google reviews, and I can see here you have quite a bit of Google reviews, and they are all 5-star, so that's really fabulous. You want to continue to grow those 5-star reviews because it does look like you guys are doing quite a bit of quality work over there at Vegas Upholstery. So congratulations on that. But when you think about your Google profile, another element that you want to keep in mind is what we call the NAP, and that's this area here. It's your name, address, and phone number. Google really likes to see consistency. So when you're thinking about your website, when you're thinking about other platforms where you're putting your business profile information on, like Yelp or Yellow Pages or Whitebook or City Star and so on. You want to show up in a lot of those places to give your website some more presence, but you want to make sure that all of these, your name, address, phone number, business hours, match exactly on all platforms to your Google profile, because consistency is important. Google likes to see consistency when they're putting businesses ranking on the top of their pages and searches. And the third thing I'll say about Google profiles is looking at your pictures. I love that you have some pictures here. It's always good to add more pictures. But when you're adding your pictures, think about buyer intent keywords and save those pictures as those buyer intent keywords. So here you have UV. You want to save that file as a buyer intent keyword instead, and add geotags to it. Geotags tracks a location so that Google knows where you're completing work and what you're completing. So by doing this, Google sees what type of work you're doing, it sees where you're doing it. So when people are searching for similar things, you're going to show up for those. So that's really important as well. So again, thinking about looking at key search terms, I was looking in the car upholstery realm because as you can see here, there's quite a bit of traffic on the internet where people are looking for those services. So when I put that in here, you can see what comes up, and people search on internet a lot of different ways. The first way here, as you can see, are these Google ads that companies pay for. People will click on these ads because they're at the top. The second way people search is by what they call the map pack here, which is the top 3 competitors for this search term. About 40% of traffic goes to these top 3 right here. And then the third way people kind of look is they kind of skip right over all that and go right down here to what we call organic traffic. So those are 3 ways you want to think about considering ranking for when you're doing your online presence. But if I go back up here and I just look at this search term, Las Vegas car upholstery, which is getting a ton of search traffic, you can see right here the #1 competitor does not even have a website. So it would be super easy for you to think about updating, maybe creating a car upholstery site, or excuse me, a page onto your website about car upholstery, and you could outrank these guys pretty easy for that. And then you see these other ones here. So just to show you an example of what some competitors look like, I pulled up Ian Auto Upholstery here, and you can see their website because they are ranking there. They do have a website, but again, you can see how basic it is here. They do not have the 1,500 1,500 words of content on their homepage. So if you were thinking about trying to come up #1 in this search, you could easily do that. So if I look at the last thing that I want to talk to you about, and one of the other important elements is about your company's online reputation or your site's authority. And we like to call this link juice. So you can see here on this dashboard of your homepage, this is what your strength looks like. You have 38 referring domains that are sending 66 backlinks to your website. And not all referring domains are created the same. You want to have relevant ones, and the relevant ones are the ones that are going to really give you your power, which is this kind of formula number here. And if you look down here at Do Follow, only 8 of your 38 referring domains are strong, powerful ones. And that's giving you this score here of 22. We do like to see it above 20, so you're not doing too bad. But we also like to see a 1-for-1 ratio here with the UR and the DR. So keep that in mind. And when I pull up somebody like Ian Upholstery, when I pull up their website, they're not doing too bad either. But again, they have a UR of 19. They only have 29 referring domains, pushing 148 backlinks to their website. And like I said, only 4 of them are powerful. So if you really care to get that car upholstery traffic going to your website, you can see they have a lot of organic traffic. if you make some of those edits that we talked about and start building your backlinks with more referring backlinks, you'd be able to outrank these guys easy. So those are the 3 tips I want to give you. Again, just thinking about the content on your website and having 1,500 words and optimizing buyer intent keywords in these sections here. Thinking about your Google profile and optimizing your name, address, and phone number across multiple platforms consistently. And then thinking about the strength or the reputation of your website here and increasing that for the different areas that you want to rank for. So that's what I have for you today. If you implement these strategies today, you can be #1 on Google for these search terms and start gaining more business. I'm happy to discuss it with you if you're interested. My number is 518-225-4207. Again, Becky Leana with Gray Owl Marketing, 518-225-4207. I hope you found this valuable and you have a great rest of your day. Bye.